Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope you guys liked using the Google form yesterday and learned a lot about the muscular system. We're gonna move on to skeletal system today. So when we do that, I'm gonna try not sharing my screen today. I think that with the small video on the Google form, it might be too hard to see that anyways. And so I'm just gonna try to read along, read the questions out loud and see how this goes. So at this point, you should have already put your name and homeroom on the Google form that says Tuesday 4/28 skeletal system. You should already have your name and homeroom. If not, do that quickly. We're gonna move on to where it says please do now. For the PDF, I'm gonna read the question out loud and just give you some time to write it down. So you don't have to pause me like normal, we're changing it up a bit. So the first question is, what is the main job of the muscular system? So go ahead and start typing your answer. Use a complete sentence. So the main job of the muscular system is, or the muscular system helps your body blank. There's really just one word to put at the end of that sentence. So think about what the main thing the muscular system does. Okay, finish typing. All right, you should have said move. The main thing the muscular system does is it helps your body move. You should have said the main function is movement. The muscular system helps your body move. Something like that. Make sure you have that. Moving on to the next question, I'll read it out loud and make sure you check your answer when you select your answer when it sounds correct. What is the difference between voluntary and involuntary muscles? A, you control your voluntary muscles, but you do not control your involuntary muscles. B, voluntary muscles work without thinking, but you have to think to move involuntary muscles. C, involuntary muscles are on your bones and voluntary muscles are on your organs. Or D, voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles are the same thing. Go ahead and take a couple seconds to select your answer. Okay, you should have picked A. Remember that voluntary muscles are the ones you control. You have to think to move them, but you don't have control over your involuntary muscles. Your heart beating, you don't control that. It just happens. B and C are wrong because they're opposite. For B, again, that's complete opposite of what we just said. And for C, remember, involuntary muscles are your organs because you don't think about your stomach moving or your heart. You don't control that. Whereas voluntary muscles are on your bones because those are what you control moving around like this and so on. But don't do that because that'll be weird. And then last, makes no sense because if they're the same thing, why would they have two different names? All right, the next question. Which of the following is an example of an involuntary muscle movement? A, arms moving to shoot a basketball. B, heart beating to pump blood. C, legs moving to run away from a bear. Or D, wrist moving to draw a picture. Select your answer for an involuntary muscle movement. You should have put B, because as we just said, your heart beating, that is involuntary, you don't control that. Moving on. We are learning about the skeletal system today. What do you know about the skeletal system? So type an answer. You can write, I have no idea. I like how some of you write like nothing yet, but I want to learn more. Or maybe you know like one component of it, but type away, type it out. Go ahead and we are going to move on. If you are not ready to move on, just pause my video and keep writing. Otherwise, move down to where it says skeletal system brain pop, section 3 of 6. Now you will have to pause me because you're gonna have to pause on me to watch the video and answer the questions. I am not gonna go over, actually, I'll go over these questions with you. So hit play on me once you've answered all the questions and then we'll go over them together. So go ahead and pause me, watch the video and answer the questions. If you've hit play, it means that you've watched the video and you've answered the questions. Please make sure you've actually watched that video because these questions are just a tiny bit of it and there is so much information in there that's really useful. So for the first question, in your own words, why do leg bones need to be thicker than finger bones? So there's a lot of things you could have thought of here, but what I would have said is that your leg bones have to support your whole body weight, right? Your fingers, you're not standing on your finger. Your fingers do a lot of like intricate small things, which is why they need to be smaller, whereas your legs have to support your body weight. Next, who has more bones, babies or adults? You should have said babies. You would think adults because we're bigger, but babies have a lot of smaller bones and then they fuse together over time. Lastly, your skeletal system provides support, movement, protection, or all of the above. You just sort of said all of the above. Your skeletal system supports your whole body. If we didn't have bones, we'd be like a floppy like jellyfish floating around. Like it provides that support and structure. Structure is not one of the words there, but it's also structure. It also helps with movement because your muscles are attached to your bones, and so it's how we move our body parts around. And then protection. Your skull is hard because think of what it's protecting inside there. It's protecting your brain. Think about your rib cage. Your rib cage is protecting your heart and your lungs and things that are really important. So your bones are also protecting your body. If you have questions, please join office hours, or if you just want to know more, come to office hours. Move down to section 4 of 6. You're going to watch another brain pop. We are not going to go over these questions. So you're going to read about joints. Joints are where bones connect. So like your elbow, your wrist, shoulder, knees, ankles, like a lot of different joints that are movable joints. Those are the ones we really think of. Also, immovable joints, like in your skull, you have bones that come together, but they're not moving. You're not moving the parts of your skull around. But we really focus on our movable joints, like in our finger right here, we've got joints, and so on. So watch the video, answer the questions, make sure you've paused me so you don't have 2 videos going at once, and hit play when you're ready to move on to the next section. We'll meet on section 5 where there's a reading. Go ahead. If you hear me talking, it means you already finished the joints brain pop and answer the questions, and you're ready for me to read out loud to you on section 5 where it says skeletal system, reading and practice. And the first reading says skeletal system. It's 2 little paragraphs. I'm going to read them out loud. Please follow along. All the bones in the human body together are called the skeletal system. The skeletal system provides strength and rigidity to our body so we don't just flop around like jellyfish. We have 206 bones in our body. Each bone has a function. Some bones offer protection to softer, more fragile parts of body. For example, the skull protects the brain and the rib cage protects our heart and lungs. Other bones, like bones in our legs and arms, help us to move around by providing support for our muscles. The skeletal system includes more than just bones. It also includes tendons, ligaments, and cartilage. Tendons attach our bones to muscles so we can move around. Ligaments attach bones to other bones. Okay, so if you follow sports, you've probably heard some of those words before because athletes are always tearing like ligaments, tendons, and so on, cartilage. I've torn my ACL, which is a ligament, and all the cartilage in my knee. So ligaments connect bones to each other. So for those bones to be together, you need a ligament. Tendon is what connects your muscle because muscles lie on bones. The tendons connect it. And cartilage is padding between bones. So like when you have 2 bones together, that would hurt a lot when you move. Those bones are always like crushing on each other. So that cartilage is like a little pillow in between. All right, first question. What is the skeletal system made up of? Muscles, blood cells, armor, or bones? Go ahead and select your answer. You should have said bones. Bones act as armor, but we're going to use the word bones. Obviously, there's other things included, but we're focusing on bones. Moving on, what is the function of the skeletal system? A, to provide body structure and help with movement. B, to control all movements in the body. C, to fight off invading germs and diseases. Or D, to send messages to the brain. Make your answer. You should have said A, structure and movement. There's some other things too, like protection, but that A would have been the best answer there. We are moving on to where it says, what are bones made of? Around 70% of your bones are not living tissue, but hard minerals like calcium. The outside of the bone is called the cortical bone. It's hard, smooth, and solid. Inside the cortical bone is a porous, spongy bone material called the trabecular or cancellous bone. This bone is lighter, allowing for the bone itself to be lighter and easier for us to move around. It also allows room for blood vessels and makes our bones slightly bendable. This way our bones won't break so easily. At the center of bones is a softer substance called marrow. All right, the first question is, why does it make sense that your bones have so many different layers? Please take like 1 minute to answer these using complete sentences. Again, complete sentences. So bones have many layers because, or it makes sense that our bones have so many layers because. It doesn't say the answer right in there. You have to infer. Like, think about what we need our bones for and why it makes sense that they're not simple. They have so many complex layers. Keep typing. Okay, I'm gonna move down to the next section. If you are not ready, please pause me and keep typing your answer. Take as much time as you need. If you are ready, we're moving down to where it says bone marrow, and you are following along. There are two types of bone marrow, yellow and red. Yellow bone marrow is mostly fat cells. Red marrow is important because this is where our body produces red and white blood cells. When we are born, all of our bones have red marrow. By the time we are adults, about half of our bones have red marrow. Bone marrow you've probably heard of because we talked about organ transplants, we talked about blood donations a bit. Bone marrow donations are common as well, and they're actually pretty painful. If you're somebody who likes football and watched the NFL draft, they talked about a player who was drafted who donated bone marrow to his sister when she needed it. They have to take a really big needle and basically put it in your bone and like screw it to pull out that marrow, which is not fun, but of course, we wanted to save his sister's life. So why is it that she needed that marrow? Like, what makes bone marrow so important? So why is red bone marrow important? That's the question we're answering here. Make sure you're looking at it on your screen. A, it helps our bones be more solid. B, it creates nerve cells. C, it creates blood cells. D, it creates important fat cells. Go ahead and select your answer. We are focusing on red marrow, so your answer should have been C, it creates blood cells. And we've talked about why blood cells are so important. If you don't have red blood cells, think about what the red blood cells do in your head. Why would that be bad? Remember, red blood cells carry oxygen. So if you don't have red blood cells being made, you don't have a way to get oxygen delivered to all your cells that need it. White blood cells, think about what those do. Yeah, those are your immune system. So if you don't have those, you could get sick really easily. And so bone marrow is very, very important. There's a little bit of reading left, just a few short sections, and an exit ticket. I'm going to leave you to finish this all on your own. I'm really excited to see how you do. Please come to office hours. We can chat. We can talk about the work. We can talk about life. I don't know. So hope to see you there. Otherwise, good luck with the rest of your work. I miss you all. Make sure you're washing your hands, staying home, and enjoy the rest of your day.